So we're going to look into a bit of the background and life of arguably Western Australia's greatest writer. If he's not our greatest writer, he's in any conversation in a top three. You might think of Jack Davis, Kim Scott, Elizabeth Joly, a whole range of great Western Australian writers, and even indeed great Australian writers. Well, Tim Winton, in some ways, is a little bit of an enigma for me. But anyway, so he was born in 1960 here in Perth. He went to Christchurch Grammar and he studied at what is now Curtin University. He was mentored there by Elizabeth Joly, one of Australia's other great writers. Where is he now? He's a bit reclusive, I think. Who cares? It's none of our business where he is. He probably lives somewhere in Perth. He's really well known for the novels he's written, starting back in 1982, which I believe he started while he was still at university, and most recently with Juice. Arguably, his most well-known work would be Cloud Street from 1991. It's studied in schools everywhere, and it's a really, really wonderful novel. He's also written a whole bunch of short fiction and some plays, but his children's books are really good as well. I encourage anyone who hasn't read Lockie Leonard Human Torpedo, get hold of it. It's a really, really great book for young people. Something that I feel a certain kind of kinship with Tim Winton is that both of us have policemen for dads, and part of the reason I think with Lockie Leonard it resonated with me was that father-son relationship with the policeman father. But enough of me. He had a policeman father named Bill who had a motorbike accident when he was young, and the family then moved to Albany for his recovery. And this left a lasting impression on Winton and it deepened his sensitivity to themes of vulnerability, recovery, and familial support. And these recur throughout his novels, particularly a depiction of close-knit families enduring struggles such as those in Cloud Street and The Turning. Tim Winton's really known for his environmental connection. His works are deeply rooted in a natural environment, particularly the Australian coast and rural landscapes. He often uses this environment as a character in its own right and shapes the lives and emotions of its human characters. So, for example, in Breath, the ocean is both the source of beauty and danger, reflecting the character's inner struggles. The connection to the environment is something that's really important, and this is reflected in his love for nature and his advocacy for conservation and sustainability. Something else Tim Winton's really known for is his use of evocative language. His writing uses a poetic style with vivid descriptions and a strong emotional resonance. He balances simplicity and depth, creating prose that's both accessible and profound. An example of this is in his short story Aquifer from Turning. And in that, his evocative language captures the swamp's haunting beauty and foreboding mystery. It reflects a narrator's nostalgic yet unsettling connection to his past. So what's the legacy of Tim Winton? Well, his writing deeply reflects the landscapes, culture and people of Australia. This makes his work an invaluable resource for understanding Australia's identity and its heritage. His connection to the environment, use of coastal and rural settings offer a distinct lens through which to explore Australian literature. He conveys complex emotions and settings through deceptively simple language, and that makes his work accessible while maintaining a real literary sophistication. And to finish, there's a really interesting quote here from Ada Mariam from The Guardian. Winton's books are stalked by the possibility of the fatal undertow on sea, on land, emotionally, by knowledge of how fragile the strongest bodies, the bravest minds can be. So I hope that's given you a little bit of insight into Tim Winton to help your reading of his novels and short stories. And now we can get on with our study of his works.